Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Jackie Fish and welcome back to some more Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. Today we are diving in and taking a look at an absolutely must-use mod. If you're planning on starting a new campaign, this is definitely one to add in. It makes probably what is one of the worst parts of the game a million times better, and I'm super excited to see the future of this mod, and hopefully it gets developed and incorporated into a ton of other mods because it is absolutely amazing. This is Banner Kings, and what it does is it completely changes up how the custom castle management works, how village management works, adding in population into the game, loads of different laws and policies, shows you the actual legal rights of settlements, and you can see who's their rightful owners. You can now usurp settlements, buildings completely different, so you can actually end up pumping really profitable villagers, and so much more. So yes, let's dive into it. So again, you have to have a settlement to really get access of this mod, but it's not that long to actually go ahead and obtain one. I think as soon as you actually become a landed lord for a faction or decide to go and make your own one, it is fairly easy to obtain this and really get the most out of this mod. So what you're going to want to do when you have this mod installed, and I believe it is also save game compatible, but use at your own risk, and is currently updated for version 1.7. Hopefully we'll get a 1.71 or 7.2 update sometime soon. But you have this new tab right here called Banner Kings, and you can go ahead and click this and it opens up a ton of very exciting stuff. We'll just basically go from the top to the bottom. So first off, you can see the Demense Management, and this is basically all the information you need. You can see the different types of population here. So you obviously have your more higher kind of paid tax people, the wealthy part of society, and these guys will be paying very high taxes, increasing your influence and earning you more money. So again, if this population does grow, you'll be making more money from your settlement. You have the craftsmen. These guys pay a decent amount of tax, and they also help boost economic development, so they'll be getting your prosperity higher, which again will be giving you cash. And I also believe they do give a significant boost as well in construction projects. You then have the people working on the land itself. They pay not that much tax, but still enough to go ahead and use, and also they give a bonus to production. And then you have the slaves right here. These guys go ahead and generate some income, as they obviously may act as labor as well. So the higher slave production, the more labor you'll be able to obtain in the settlement. So each of these population growths do go ahead and give you some bonus in some way, and you can completely go ahead and kind of adjust that. You also have your population itself, so it's quite stable at the moment. The production, the population growth, and also the foreign ratio as well. It is going to obviously vary if you do take foreign settlements when you're expanding your own kingdom, which isn't actually your culture. And you can actually see the type of cultures here as well, and this will directly influence the type of units you can recruit from these settlements. If you've got a heavy kind of mixed population, you will see their recruitments actually popping up in your tree, which is pretty cool. And you can obviously also see the problems as well. It's going to cause problems if you got loads of one culture that isn't accepted. It's going to take time, and again, you can hover over all this stuff to find out more. You then also have the economic tab. This is going to give you all your breakdown on how much money you're making from the settlement, the types of luxury goods your settlement has. Again, most people are getting decent enough of their needs right here. And you can also go ahead and apply some laws to the settlement, or some kind of, I guess they're laws to the settlement, which will also help to improve stuff. So if I really wanted to try and improve the output of my my merchants, I can click that. It's going to boost up my mercantilism right here, and it also increases my product efficiency. However, it's going to be reducing my overall state income. So it's kind of like you're improving for the future. You can also go ahead and reduce tariffs. So I guess you get more trade inside of the city, so this would probably be a good way to get your satisfaction up, which would then in turn boost your population. And you can also tax slaves as well. Actually does lose me a lot of money. Again, you can just hover over that to find out a bit more about it. You have your policies as well, so I can increase the taxes, leave them at standard, and also criminal policy as well. So again, if there's high kind of rebellions and crime in your settlement, you can actually go ahead and kind of enslave them to boost that slave population. And you can also hold tournaments as well, which is quite cool, and kind of give up goods for the tournament, which is very exciting. You also can now take a look, there's a lot in this mod as well. You can then take a look at the Demense itself. This gives you a good idea of the overall feel, the type of terrain, the workforce you have, and again, you can actually adjust the workforce that you're using. You can see who actually holds the settlement. It still actually says that he holds it, probably because I haven't usurped it yet, that's why. So yeah, this is the original owner. This is the person who actually owns the settlement itself, and you can obviously usurp that. I don't actually have enough influence right now, but yeah, you can then usurp the title and then take it from him and make it your legal, because yeah, he's currently the legal, legitimate kind of owner of this settlement, and he is the dukedom as well, which is super cool. And then you can also take a look at the military, which again shows you kind of a bunch of stuff about the forces, and you'll see as well this has a direct effect on what you can recruit as well. So the higher the manpower, the more people you can recruit, and the quicker that will replenish as well. And if you don't have good manpower, if you've been draining it and not letting it grow, it will take a lot longer for you to actually be able to get recruits from your city. And again, there's loads of policies here as well, but you can kind of set the militia. So if I really wanted to just kind of all archers in my militia, I can focus that down. Again, I can also set it to automatically recruit soldiers, drafting conscripts, or demobilize as well, which will help me go ahead and get more population. There's just so much. Also encourage militia as well. You can subsidize the militia again to get kind of better equipment. You can enforce food rationing in case we're like running out of food, and I'd much rather my food go to boosting my population, which would then in turn boost my population. My God, that was a lot of stuff, and that was literally just the Demense management. You also have this really cool kind of almost like a family tree-esque thing of the realm. So you can see the King of Valandia obviously at the top, Durhart, and all his dukes and counts under him. So you have lots of people with different leaderships and kind of roles in the kingdom, and you kind of really get a sense of that kind of feudalism that does plague Valandia and all the other factions. You can also hold a noble court as well, so I can go ahead and stick, I believe, all these courts are my companions, as well as the actual city owners up here. So all of these people who are actually kind of, I guess, important people in the settlement, find their way in here, and they'll give bonuses as you stick them in. So for example, the marshal, if I think any of these guys are good at being a marshal, yeah, they'll give me some more drafting efficiency, more militarism, and also militia. So yeah, I can do that. I'd obviously have to pay them, so now I'm actually paying this person some money, but they'll be applying bonuses to my settlement. And you can see the administration costs right there. And I can do the same all up here as well to improve prosperity and caravan attractiveness. There are now as well, God, this mod is just so amazing and expansive. There are also now, I think, 5 new different types of caravans. There's like slave caravans and migrant caravans. We might actually see some of them moving around as we go around. There's villages right there. I think there was one over here when I was playing. Yeah, there's a slave caravan right here. And again, this will roam around and kind of settle in other settlements. So you actually have that kind of like living, breathing kind of settlement setup, which is, again, really cool. Then we also take a look at actual villages. You can completely adjust these as well. So you have your Demense management, the same thing we had in the settlements. Again, you can adjust every settlement's kind of policies here as well, adjust the military. I have also noticed as well, I mean, I think I raided this settlement just before, but I believe you can actually get some pretty decent garrisons or militia power at actual settlements now, so they're a little bit more defensible, kind of warn off them lower tier 2 clans a little bit better, but the tier 3s and 4s will obviously be a pain in the ass. And I imagine you're going to really want to try and focus on like improving the villages, because that's where you get a lot of your recruits from. So yeah, you can really delve in deep, and you can see good production here as well, which is pretty impressive. You can also exempt the settlement from tax to try and maybe grow the population some more. It's really deep and very awesome. And again, you'd obviously have to usurp the title as well. These ones are actually much easier to do. But yeah, you can actually usurp these and try and get them back into your control. And you can also raise militia. I have no idea what this button does. Oh, it just raises 21 men. And what do? Do they just like defend the settlement, or I guess maybe they do. I actually have no idea what that button does, but it's very cool. But you can do it. I imagine they'll probably just roam around and maybe defeat bandits or do something along those lines. And I also assume it's also taken away some population. I didn't actually see that. Can I just raise it again? What population one? 38, 577, and 87. Militia already raised. Oh, okay. So maybe I just kind of... Oh, you can see the militia right there and the quality. And you can improve it. Amazing. And the drafting as well. Very cool indeed. That's very cool indeed. Yeah, and then you also have projects as well. So you actually have buildings inside of villages now as well. So you can obviously have to adjust these. You have a manor. that increases your influence as well as improves the actual retinue of the settlement itself. You have palisades, which again reduce raiding speed, so getting this up is actually quite important because the more this goes up, the sooner you can respond and kind of stop settlements from being raided. You have your training ground, which obviously improves militia, and also you have your arms warehouse, improves the militia quality, and then farming, which gives you more goods. And then you also have the daily things as well, which all help. And you can see a little bit more about your construction and other stuff as scattered around. And you can also go hunting. Going hunting just gets you some food, which is an interesting thing to do. So yeah, that's going to be the mod. As you can see, there is a lot to it, and it really gives Bannerlord that deep mid to late game that I think the game is desperately lacking. Right now, the early game is really good in Bannerlord. You go around, you're having fun, you're becoming mercenaries, you're fighting in big battles, but there's just no real depth to the building, the empire management, and this mod does everything you could possibly want, and it's just the beginning. I also believe this mod is going to be open source as well, which is going to be awesome. Hopefully it can get integrated in a lot of the other overhaul mods. Again, this would be amazing with something like Eagle Rising or the Game of Thrones mod. It'd be great to see that. I know it's also a custom one's being made for the Kingdom Come mod, which is a medieval mod set in Europe. So it's going to be really fun to adjust the way that my English cities are kind of doing and maybe improving the villages to get me more longbows so I can kill the French knights. Man, doesn't that sound like just the dream? So go over, highly recommend this mod. I will always be using it. Oh, also as well, something I completely forgot as well is that this mod does also plan on adding in custom religions for Calradia, which again sounds amazing. With the amount of debt we currently have with all the populations and stuff, I think, yeah, religions would be really fun to delve into and kind of explore, because, yeah, that'd be really, really cool to kind of, you kind of have that adjustment. Again, it's just another thing you have to worry about when you take foreign lands, a very different religion. You're going to have to invest more time in kind of quelling the population and kind of keeping them happy. And there's just more to think about than just constant fighting, battle after battle after battle that can wear you down bit by bit. Also, I must say, Bannerlord is starting to look really, really clean. I don't remember the game looking this goddamn beautiful, but my god, it looks great. Anyway, go check out the mod. I'll leave a link to it down below in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next one.